And there we go. Hello again, chat. Hello, Hannah. Sorry about the crash. I'm pretty sure we're overheating here. Well, I am, for certain. I'm also verifying the files of the game right now. So that might take like 5-10 minutes. To medium graphics, right? I'm not entirely sure if that will change anything, but yes. The problem, I don't think are the graphics. The problem is we're overheating, but we will check it. And that's why I prefer winter, chat, because fuck summer. Just now stream idea, yes. Watching hentai on Twitch, I agree. That's a cool idea. I'm not entirely sure if my PC's overheating. I know I am. Maybe you can... Oh, we can. I mean, I have my save. Hello, Lion. How are you, honey? Also, chat, ignore me calling you honey. I'm just an old British lady. I call everyone honey, and I'm not entirely sure why. I guess I've watched too much British media, and it's stuck somewhere in my brain. So sometimes when I talk to people, even my friends, and I'm like, oh yes, honey. And oh, sugar. Adorable. But how are you? Son. No. Some Americans call younger for honey. Oh, sweetie. I'm not entirely sure if it's the American media I've watched or British media, but it's from there. But how are you, chat? Oh, Jesus Christ. It's so hot in here. But we're currently waiting for Baldur's Gate to verify the files. Because we're crashing again, so I'm verifying the game files. And then we'll continue. Because I'm pretty sure it's from overheating. But we can at least check. But also, I mean, on your suggestions, that's a good idea. We can continue on the main save as well. I was able to leave work at 12 p.m. So, and how they? Oh, here I am. And now I'm off work all next week. Fuck yeah! Jeez. Those are some good news. Son, can you stop burying your food? It's a wooden floor. You cannot bury it. Stop it. My cat has the same brain cells as me, chat. None. I hate summer. Fucking hate it. But anyway, we kind of had quite a good progress in Baldur's Gate. Well, before we crashed. And then I had to open the window, which I might get crashed in real life. Because I live in an apartment. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned that before. And there is a baby in one of the apartments next to me. So, and it's quite late. And every time I open my window, I'm like, I have a feeling I'm disturbing the baby and I feel bad. So sorry if I'm talking a little bit quietly right now. Only thing I love about summer is my birthday on August 28th. Fuck yeah. I'm born in winter, so even that I can't love about summer. I guess the only thing I love about summer is the summer breaks when I was in school. That's about it. But I'm not in school anymore, so there is nothing to love about summer. Like, I don't even like the beach. I mean, a lot of people like summer because, oh, I can go to the beach, I can go swimming. First of all, I can't swim. Second of all, I don't like people. Third of all, I don't like beaches. So, I also live in in the middle of the fucking forest. So, winter or autumn are the best seasons. Not too hot, but especially autumn. Not too hot, not too cold. A bit rainy, but not bad. In Indiana, so the snow reached over 4 feet, usually during winter. Hell yeah. We rarely have that much snowfall, but it's... For example, like 2-3 years ago, winter reached like minus 20 something. Last year's winter was relatively mild, actually. It was not that cold, like minus 10, minus 11. At most. Well, I guess it's at least English. But I recently got over foot of snow for the first time. Like, oh, goddamn. I not entirely sure what a foot is in normal units. 5 feet is like 1.5 meters, I think. So 12 inches is a foot, so around 2.53 centimeters per inch. Around 36 centimeters? Question mark? Let me Google it. Because we're not in the game so far, which means we won't crash. And there we go. Yoink, yoink. There we go. 12 inches. 2 centimeters. There we go. Hey, it's... Oh yeah, I was close. It's 30.48 centimeters. Okay. It's a bit less than 2 then. Well, no, it's a bit more than 2. A bit less than 3. Yes. Okay. That's a good snowfall. Like, 30 centimeters is fine. As long as it's not above a meter, it's all fun and games. Okay, there we go. It's 2.54 per inch. It was 2 or 3 feet tall. I think. Jesus. Wow, that's a lot of snow. 2 feet. 6 cent. Jesus. Jesus. Knee height. We rarely get above a meter of snowfall, but we quite often get like 15, 20, 30 centimeters of snow. Which I guess I'm used to it, which is not that big of a deal, but the problem is the ice. Because it's autumn, it rains quite heavily. Or I guess it's hot at the beginning of winter, or relatively hot. So it rains, and then immediately next week it's like -7. And then you step on something and you break your femur. I had like 7 femurs changed because of that shit. I'm kidding. I've not broken anything. Usually gets over 5 feet. Jesus. Well, that's a bit too much. I mean, I like feet as much as the next guy, but 5 feet at the same time is too much. Literally to the point of blocking the front door. Jesus. I mean, at least I guess you can have free don't go to work or school day if that happens, which I would not have get. I would not have gotten because my school would be like, the world has not ended. Go to school. For example, the heating in my school one winter didn't work because they were changing everything. They were repairing it. And it was winter. It was cold. We did not have heating in the school. We still had to go to school, by the way. It was like 11 degrees in the classrooms. It was not fun. I like that. I mean, we could use jackets, so it was bearable. The problem is some teachers didn't like us using caps or our hoods. Not entirely sure why. But also the good thing, our classes were shortened from 45 minutes to like 15, 20. So it was fine. The school days was so much shorter. And I mean, I liked school. I like being with my friends there, so I didn't mind it. And I'm also a lazy piece of shit, so I would not have lightened the fire in my house. So in my house would have been like 12 degrees as well. Because in quite a lot of rural areas in Bulgaria, people still like in some Jesus Christ, in summer, in winter, people still use wood stoves for heating. A fireplace, yes. Like a lot of rural areas in Bulgaria have like radiator system with a fireplace, and they just light the fire. It's more work than just aircon, but I don't know, it's nicer. Fireplace in the if the heat goes down. Yeah, understandable. I mean, I think it's also a bit cheaper. Oh, depends how much wood costs, because recently, the past couple of years, the prices of wood has went fucking high. Oh yeah, I can get a lobotomy. For anyone that doesn't know, that sounds fucking wild. Let me make it so you guys can see. There we go. Game sounds. Lobotomy. Holy fuck, there's so much more. And it's only in the living room, so I have Burma. Aww, cute. So I can still say warm. Yeah. I mean, a lot of fireplaces in Bulgaria, I mean, most, if not all, fireplaces in Bulgaria, like in the houses, you have a central fireplace. Where engineering time, because I like explaining shit, is the fireplace. And then there is a space right. If that's the fireplace, there is the fire, and then there is a hollow part, like in between the outer layer and the inner layer of the fireplace, where water is. You haven't watched Start from Horror? Oh yeah, I've not watched that. We start from here and then go down. And then there is water, and then there is a little machine that moves the water to the radiators, like a pump. Not a pimp. That's another thing. That's me. A pump. And when you light the fire, when it reaches a certain degrees, like 60, 70, 80, the water gets hot, and the pump starts pumping it through the radiators, heats up the radiators, and it heats the room and the house. And if the degrees of the fireplace reach above 100, the water starts to boil, and if you don't lower the degrees, the fireplace will, in fact, explode. Because it's water in a relatively vacuumed area. And when water evaporates, it expands. And when it expands in a place that does not have that much space, it ends relatively bad. Funny. A fun fact, if you will. God damn. Look at him side eye. Chat, that's how I look at you when you say something stupid. The fuck? Hell no, honey. I'm not watching your fucking head. Fuck off. That one has no sound.
Is this your card?
Mint, explain yourself. What?
No.
No. Check under your foreskin.
Oh, she's right, it is there. I love that. I do not feel my ears anymore though.
My name is Gustavo. Tovai Ivan Ivanov.
No, that's an ad which we will not watch. Because I'm not getting paid. And I like money. Would you like to donate to BF Paul? I don't think he's happy with us, chat. See? Chat. Jesus fucking Christ, mate. That's how I feel when you don't sub to me, chat. I go into shock. What?
I'm about to bomb this whole motherfucking plane.
The face of horror. Oh, rest in peace, mate. He made my childhood. At least part of it. Chad, have you watched Lazy Town, actually? God, it was good. I also love his song.
Do I owe you? Nothing. It's for free. Free!
Hiroshimi, stawi swobodnej. The good old days before I was born. I'm kidding. No one likes... Well, no politics. We just grew up with this. Oh, hell yeah.
Not funny. No, not funny. You done? You got more.
The song does go hard, though.
Is this gonna go on for a while?
Maybe probably because I understand it, but... Well, understand it.
Alright,
I understand
okay.
portion of it. That's not funny.
You caught me.
It was not funny.
Oh, the meth is kicking in.
Is Markiplier okay?
We're going to interview Eric Weihenmayer, who climbed the... Right after the break, we're going to interview Eric Weihenmayer, who climbed...
Who?
Weihenmayer, who climbed the highest mountain in the world, Mount Everest. But he's gay. I mean, he's gay.
And he conquered Mount Everest. But he's gay. What the fuck has one have to do with the other? Did he fuck Mount Everest? What the fuck? Is he a pansexual now because he fucked Everest? I still don't know what a pansexual is. Chat, explain to me, what the fuck is that? She's not. Okay, that was funny.
He's blind. So we'll hear about that.
What?
Okay,
as we had.
Excuse me, he's blind.
How the fuck
So
do you
we'll-
mistaking gay from blind? I don't think they're similar. He fucked Mount Everest. I mean, yeah.
Okay, as we
He
had
put his pee where he shouldn't be. And now he doesn't have it anymore.
break, a look at the 6 o'clock.
We ordered the religion SpongeBob funny video. No, we reached the end. That was fast. God damn. Nope. Is the game fine? Oh, we have 1 more minute into the game. You have been lobotomized. I have, yes. Hey! A fair mystery. I would say so. Min, do you want me to click on that video?
This world shall know pain.
Almighty push. God, I love him. I love that. That's what Pain said. But also, one of my other favorites moment of Naruto is this.
How much can you see with that Sharingan of yours?
Peak. If you have not watched Naruto, chat, watch Naruto. But Mint, I have a question. Do you want me to click on the video so I can spoil Disco Elysium? I'll do it. I grew up with Naruto. It's my very first legit anime. Oh, hell yeah. I have not watched Disco yet. No. God. Yeah, but like the first anime I've ever watched. Oh, The Witcher, good. Chat, if you've not played The Witcher, play The Witcher. It's not a suggestion. Play The Witcher. Anyway, like the first anime I've ever watched. I probably should not have watched it. I watched it when I was like 7, 8. Okay.
Enjoy my special service. I bring you Megadora.
Yeah, I'm enjoying the special service. I started with Pokemon, but in America it's more of a cartoon, so Naruto was my first. I mean, yeah. I mean, when I was like 8, I didn't know it's an anime, so I thought it's a cartoon. I was fucking scared. But that's my first anime. We also have a quote about Darker Than Black, and it goes something like, if you've not seen Darker Than Black, go and watch Darker Than Black. It's peak. Disclaimer, it's gory. For example, spoilers, there is a character in there where his special power is he cuts his veins on the head, on the hand in that area. He sprays the blood, snaps his fingers, and everything explodes. Well, everything that his blood touches disappears. It's peak. Like the power system in that is peak. So if you've not seen it, watch it. It's really good. Now. Okay, 93%, we're almost done. But yeah, the other, like, after Darker Than Black, I've watched kind of half, maybe a bit more of Ghibli movies. Of the Ghibli's movies. Jesus fucking Christ, English function, please. Because there were it was Darker Than Black, The Grey Man, Fullmetal Alchemist, not Brotherhood, and then the Ghibli movies was the animes that was shown to us. And I'm actually really happy with that because we also have a representation in DJ Man. The main cast went to Bulgaria, and I'm happy. It was good. Which, fun fact, we have representation in Death Note as well, for like a frame. They know about our existence. I mean, currently there is a manga all about Bulgarian folklore. So, fuck yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure Japanese people know about our yogurt. I'm pretty sure that's like 99%. That's what they know about us. So I'm at least happy they know something good about us. Because we have one of the best yogurts on the planet. And also, you cannot make yogurt without Bulgaria. Mainly because the bacteria you need to make yogurt. It's called Lactobacillus bulgaricus. We made it. Well, I guess we found it. And yes, I am bragging about it. I like yogurt. It tastes good. Oh, wait. More peak. Best soundtrack ever. Come on, file verification. Please hurry the fuck up. Jesus. Can I show you a video by the way? I mean, of course, we're waiting, so.
And next up is Morning Frost, a weapon created by combining the icy crystal, helve, and metal. Because it's a staff, players are lured into using it on some type of cold spellcaster, but it's actually best used as a melee weapon. It's a +1 quarterstaff that deals an extra 1d4 +1 cold damage thanks to Heart of Ice. As a +1 weapon, it grants +1 to both attack and damage rolls, and the increased chance to hit already puts this above weapons like the Everburn Blade. But if you start combat with Booming Blade, this triggers Insidious Cold and inflicts chilled on your target, causing vulnerability to cold damage, doubling the weapon's 1d4 +1 cold damage, letting you hit super hard with this staff. And next up is Morning Frost, a weapon created by
that's fun. Didn't know about it.
Metal.
I also love the Steve spinning. Right, I mean, you can't see it, but Steve is right here. He's spinning.
Just listen to these sounds. It's about to blow your mind.
The Triangle Man. Okay, that's fucking sick though. I probably should not be scrolling reels because I will get copyrighted. Because there's quite a lot of music in him. I should not be doing that.
About to blow your mind.
He's worthy, yes, of the math. And meth. Depending on what day of the week it is. Oh, this one. Okay.
Did you know you can easily pass the ball trial by silencing Farslayer Gislev, the channeler of the ritual chant? Once he's silenced, the ritual chant is immediately ended and won't start up again, effectively removing the risk of being instantly slain during the trial. This gives you time to defeat Gislev or Strangler Luke, who drops the Bone Spike gloves. Silencing Gislev and defeating Strangler Luke for the Bone Spike gloves is probably the only reason.
Oh god, look, Chad, he's level 8 of something useful.
Reason to silence Gislev rather than just going invisible and running through.
Actually,
since that
you get a
allows
sub,
you to
hell
skip
yeah.
the entire trial completely. But you would permanently lose the gloves using that method. So if you want gloves that cause your slashing, piercing, and bludgeoning damage to ignore resistance, then next time you're doing the ball trial, just use an arrow of arcane interference or cast silence on Farslayer Gislev to get as much time as you need. Did you know you can easily... These are the top 5 best rings in Baldur's Gate 3. At number 5 is the Killer's Sweetheart.
Excuse me?
These are the top 5 best rings in Baldur's Gate.
What?
At number 5 is the Killer's Sweetheart, a ring that guarantees a critical strike on your next weapon attack roll after slaying a creature. This is already amazing in a game where Divine Smite can activate on a critical hit, but you can also activate this on AoE attacks such as Razor Gale or Edge of Darkness and critically hit every single target. This causes the ring to go from pretty good to borderline OP. You can even choose to critically Divine Strike every single target if you want to as well. This is perfect for boss slaying or saving it for a difficult encounter. The only downside is that you can only use it once per long rest. At number 4 is the Strange Conduit Ring, because as long as you're concentrating, you'll deal an extra 1d4 psychic damage on all weapon attacks. Damage riders are huge, and when you attack 14 times per turn, you can get massive value. It deals more damage than other damage rider rings, because 1d4 on average deals more than a flat 2 damage, and psychic damage is rarely resisted and synergizes with the Resonance Stone. Although you must maintain...
Chad, you have no idea how much I cannot wait when you're doing a challenge when I can actually level up people normally. Holy fuck. Can you imagine the possibilities?
Concentration to gain this benefit. At number 3 is the Callous Glow Ring, one of the most universally builds. 2 additional radiant damage against illuminated targets activates off of any type of damage. It's even activated off of Falar Luve's Shriek, Void Bulb, and even self damage from Psionic Overload or Heat. It's basically activating gracious. And causing illuminated is easy through light, or if you're ranged, daylight works even better. When it comes to DRS rings, Callous Glow Ring is goodness. At number 2 is the Risky Ring, because it grants advantage on every attack roll. This ring is one of the highest DPR increases in the entire game because it massively increases your hit chance, crit chance, sharpshooter, and great weapon master consistency and sneak attack reliability. It's basically the best ring for anyone making attack rolls. The downside is very real with disadvantage on saving throws, which is why you'll need to build around it, but it's totally worth it. Number 1 is the Band of the Mystic Scoundrel, because it's the only ring that will completely
he does a lot of damage.
Play the game. After hitting with a weapon attack, you can cast illusion or enchantment spells as a bonus action. You're attacking 6 times and then upcasting Hold Person on every remaining enemy and pass turn only to have it be your turn again.
I cannot really attack 6 times, but
in the game because it violates the laws of a normal action economy, which is why top tier builds revolve around the existence of such an item. These are the top 5 best.
Jesus.
These are the top 5 best rings in Baldur's Gate.
That was copyrighted? Goodness gracious, that's broken. I need it. What if I did we stop at 93%? Excuse me. Okay, there we go. Oh, we've fucking been 33 minutes. I mean, I can redo what I did off stream and then we just continue next week. Because I guess we're just yapping now. Because I need to verify the files, but you kind of stop at 93% and then it takes 2 days for some reason. Jesus. Funny Steve. Ooh, there we go. Yep, thank you. I mean, I guess we're...
Next up is how to get a permanent extra bonus action condition. This lasts until long rest and gives you 4 levels of Rogue for the Thief class feature for free. Now, to gain a permanent bonus action per long rest, you'll need the Helmet of Grit, which grants a bonus action when you are at or below 50% health. To gain this condition permanently, you must first be at or below 50% health and equip any other helmet. Then, move the Helmet of Grit within your inventory to a blank space and then click Sort. What's important is that the helmet moves. Then drag your currently equipped helmet onto the Helmet of Grit and then right-click the Helmet of Grit and unequip. This will grant you the permanent bonus action until long rest, even if you decide to heal yourself beyond 50% health, because the Helmet of Grit isn't there to take away that bonus action from you, letting you keep it permanently. And next up is how to get a permanent extra bonus action condition. This lasts until long rest and gives you 4 levels of rogue for the thief class feature for free. Now, to gain a permanent bonus action per long rest, you'll need the Helmet of Grit, which grants a bonus action when you are at or below 50% health.
Thank you,
man.
man.
This condition permanently, you must first be at or below 50% health and equip any other helmet. Then move the Helmet of Grit within your inventory to a blank space.
I mean, I guess we can watch his... I guess we can watch his shorts.
Did you know you can easily pass these are the top 5 hardest encounters in Act 3 of Baldur's Gate 3. At number 5 is Auntie Ethel, because in order to even hope to defeat Auntie Ethel, you need to first destroy all 3 of her Pearl Spore Bell mushrooms.
I am not even sure who the fuck that is.
To cross a chasm to get to. If not destroyed, Ethel will be revived upon death until all 3 are destroyed. These mushrooms
I remember who
also
that is.
heal
That's the
themselves
witch.
fully at the start of each of their turns.
That was not that
this
hard.
mechanic alone is difficult, but whenever she casts a spell, she also summons illusory duplicates.
Well, we kind of cheesed her, but
plague, dealing 4 to 40 damage per turn, and then immediately go invisible.
He did not counter it.
The chaos of this fight can make it easy to forget you need to either use non-lethal attacks on Ethel to save Vanra, or throw Hagsbane, all in all resulting in a surprisingly difficult encounter. At number 4 is Mystic Carrion, because each of his organs can add deadly mechanics to this fight. His heart revives him, his brain gives him
I remember
plus
that
3
fight.
DC and can't be surprised, his lungs make him immune to silence, and his liver removes his fire vulnerability. Now, of course, you should destroy all 4 of these before combat, but if you don't, he is much harder. You also fight him in a very
I'm
narrow
also
room
hungry.
that works to his advantage, because
Really
he casts
hungry.
a linear AoE called Torrential Undeath, causing frightened and vulnerable to all damage to
Oh, I
enemies,
remember
while
that was
granting immunity and healing
bullshit.
to allies.
I don't know how.
He
I don't
also
remember how it
casts
won.
Corpse Explosion, dealing
I'm pretty sure he
massive
chain
damage in
stunned
a
him.
large area of effect, leaving behind Cloudkill in the process, resulting in a surprisingly difficult encounter. At number 3 is Gortash, because of the variety of traps that can prove deadly.
I mean, Gortash was not that hard.
Concussion grenades that explode when interacted with, allowing your enemies to trigger them on you at will.
His servants were harder than him, though. I think he was...
Gortash with extra resistances, immunities, and an extra bonus action.
I mean, I think he was the hardest of the 3 of them.
During or after the coronation, or in the room above. Fighting Gortash during the coronation,
I think he also
is
chain stunned
secretly
them.
the hardest fight in the game, but is more akin to suicide than an actual fight. At number 2 is the Betray Aelin fight, encountered when choosing to fight Dame Aelin in Ramazith's tower, which causes her to summon incredibly powerful moonlight slivers. These celestials cast permanent globes of invulnerability and retaliate to attacks with 12d12 radiant damage, a surprisingly massive amount of damage, easily defeating unprepared players.
One moment.
The hardest fight in Act 3 is Orin the Red, because Edict of Baal can easily defeat an unprepared party. Once placed upon you, you must kill a target before you end your turn or be instantly killed. Death Ward does not protect you from this.
I don't remember how I won that. I'm also pretty sure we chain stunned her.
And you are afflicted by slow and stunning gaze. Pulling a kill off in a single turn becomes a real challenge.
Who would have guessed monks are a bit broken? Pretty sure most of those fights we won because we stunned the opponent and we kept them stunned. I mean, my name is Stun, so...
by causing AoE fear and having her turns of Unstoppable refreshed repeatedly. If your party doesn't have similar initiative, the turn order can make breaking through her Unstoppable and dealing damage nearly impossible, resulting in a fight that can easily end your honor run. These are the top 5.
The Slayer form is an insane ability only granted if you chose the Dark Urge background in Baldur's Gate 3. With a multitude of powerful abilities like Slay, which does a ton of slashing damage and can inflict a permanent disease on a bleeding target, which causes them to take double damage.
That's good. The 29 damage is not that much though.
4 times and does extra damage to bleeding targets.
That's good.
Bloodbath, which slashes open a foe, causing them to bleed and take damage every turn, and heals you every turn. Piercing Howl, which causes targets to take piercing damage, bleed, power, and fear. Let the Slaughter Begin, which dazes nearby targets, marks them, and gives you a +1 bonus.
I would assume it's once per long rest as well.
Relentless Lunge, which is a bonus action that lets you leap onto foes, dealing bludgeoning damage and knocking them prone.
It looks cool though.
Full video detailing all the stats and abilities of this powerful form, as well as the 3 ways to get it, check out my YouTube channel at Omaha01. The Slayer form is an insane ability only granted if you chose the
These are the
I would
top
assume
5
it's one
rare
long
items
rest
in Act
ability,
3 of Baldur's
so it
Gate.
doesn't really
At
matter.
number 5 is the Pelor Sun Blade, found buried beneath the Tsar Palace. Finding this sword involves taking the elevator towards Khazad-dûr, but then going down an extra floor, which many players would probably never do, since you need to
I think I
fly
remember
over
that.
this misty step. Once down a level, you need to dig up a mound, but for some reason, the
That's
dirt
not one
mound
moment.
doesn't trigger a survival check. It triggers a DC 15 perception check. If you miss
Okay.
that roll, chances are you'll never even know this weapon exists. You can
Did we get
choose
the
to
weapon?
dig around
I
where
don't
the perception
remember.
check
I think we
happened,
did.
but since
What?
it's not a survival check, most players probably wouldn't try.
Yeet.
And since it's easy to just rush straight to Khazad-dûr to finish Astarion's quest, this is a weapon most players probably miss. At number 4 is the Band of the Mystic Scoundrel, because it's tucked away in the jungle of Cholt, only
Fucker.
accessible by pickpocketing Akabi the genie and then winning his game. Once there, it's easy to find Nyrulna on your way out, but to thoroughly search the jungle and find this ring hidden away is much more unlikely.
Not entirely sure if we
Found
got that
atop
one,
a cliff
actually.
near the Cholt nesting area, this ring is well known only because it's one of the most powerful in the entire game, turning your illusion and enchantment spells into bonus actions after a weapon attack. And if you leave without picking it up, it's lost forever. At number 3 is the Bone Spike Gloves, because they disappear forever after the Ball trial. The Bone Spike
damn.
Gloves cause your attacks to ignore resistance to slashing, piercing, and bludgeoning damage, which is incredible and can only be looted from Strangler Luke. He only appears during the Ball trial, and when the trial completes, he will disappear forever, taking these gloves with him. It's easy to miss because chances are you are rushing towards Death's Gatekeeper to defeat him before the ritual completes and your party is defeated. Ignoring Strangler Luke in the process, not knowing that he has these incredible
I think we
gloves,
ignored him
and once
last
the
time.
trial is complete,
I don't even
if you
remember
don't
him.
loot the gloves, they are lost forever. At number 2 is the Crypt Lord Ring, because the only way to get it is to complete the quest Find Mystic Carrion's Servant by siding with Thrumbo. Act 3 has a ton of quests, and it's easy
I
to miss
do not
this
remember
one.
that.
In addition to the fact it's
We might have done it,
easier
I
to
do not
just help
remember it.
Mystic Carrion. Helping Thrumbo involves finding the ancient lair and learning that Mystic Carrion's heart is inside Thrumbo, which you then need
Oh,
to
yeah, we
destroy
have not done
permanently
that.
slay Mystic Carrion. If Thrumbo survives
Jesus.
the ordeal, then you'll get this ring, but if you choose to help Mystic Carrion instead, the ring
Oh no, we did it. I remember killing him.
lost forever. And the number 1 rarest item.
Oh,
in
no,
Act
we did
3
it. I
is
remember him.
After
I remember
Death
killing
Do
him.
Us Part. This ring is dropped by Oscar Favras during the quest Free the Artist if his
Okay.
affair is exposed to Lady Janeth or he is killed by Carrie. It's super rare because you need to free Oscar from the Zent in Act 1 and then progress through this tedious quest in Act 3 and complete it with this specific outcome.
I'm not entirely sure if we
Otherwise,
did
you'll be
that.
rewarded with a different ring, meaning you can lose access to this Act 3 ring in Act 1 without realizing it, making After Death Do Us Part the rarest item in
Oh,
Act
I remember.
3.
I think
These
we
are the
did
top
that. I'm pretty sure we did.
And next up is a secret interaction when transforming into a Slayer in front of your companions. By transforming into the Slayer in front of a companion, not only will you hear their initial reaction immediately, but the next time you talk to them, you'll have a special cutscene where they tell you how they feel about you. However, you'll only get this cutscene if you transform in front of them and they are an active member of your party, which means that chances are most players haven't seen every single companion's reaction to becoming the Slayer. Karlach's reaction is my personal favorite since somehow she's able to make me feel guilty for letting her
1600
down by
hours,
becoming
holy
a Slayer,
fuck.
but all of them are worth checking out. And to gain access
That's
to
a bit too
Slayer
many
form,
hours in a
all you
game.
need to do is be playing as a
But
Dark
who am I to
Root
say
origin
that?
and embrace your urge by doing what your butler asks. And next up is a secret interaction when transforming.
No, wait. Okay, Minecraft. We will not see that interaction. One moment, chat. Never mind.
These are the top 5 best weapons in Act 3 of Baldur's Gate 3.
Think we watched
number
that?
5 is the Staff of Spell Power.
I'm not
because
sure
it
if we
allows
watched
you to
that.
cast a spell without using a spell slot,
Oh,
which
damn.
means a free Chain Lightning, Globe of Invulnerability, or Dethrone once per long rest. It also grants +1 to spell save DC and spell attack rolls. The staff can be passed around your party so that each party member gets a free spell cast, which means clerics can get a free upcasted aid, druids could summon a Myrmidon, and so on, so your whole party gets a huge huge amount of value from this staff, which can be found inside Raphael's vault in the House of Hope.
I'm pretty sure we got it because I was there.
Maris, a dagger that adds +7 damage to critical hits you make on any weapon attack. This is actually insane.
Ooh, that with the crit ring would be nutty.
You get guaranteed critical strikes
Holy
against
fuck.
enemies, and if you use an
also, how the
arrow
fuck is he
many
doing AoE
targets,
damage?
every single critical strike will get +7 damage. This also stacks with itself, so if you
How the fuck is he doing the AoE damage like that?
you get +14 damage on all of your ranged critical strikes and melee critical strikes. Getting this dagger is also easy. You can find one on Delore the Ballast Aspirant, and another can be purchased from the Echo of a Bazigal. At number 3 is Rhapsody, because it grants +3 to attack rolls, damage, and spell save DC. +3 to spell save DC on a single item is already insanely good, and the +3 to attack rolls and damage is just icing on the cake. This dagger is perfect on a Fire Sorelock that will be casting spells like Command and Hold Person, while also blasting tons of Scorching Rays. Since it's light, it can easily be dual wielded and used on many different striker builds, and can be found on the corpse of Cazador.
Oh, yeah.
Enjoy my special service. I bring you Megadora.
Each time you slay an enemy, you gain life essence, allowing you to cast any necromancy spell without using a spell slot. This is pretty much the best weapon in the entire game for any caster using necromancy spells.
If only necromancy was fucking viable in D&D.
As you can use life essence an unlimited number of times.
I do not like necromancy in D&D chat, it's a bit bullshitty.
The staff also gives disadvantage on saving throws.
I know it's for balancing reasons, but it's still bad. Okay, 6 more minutes according to Steam.
Top 5 hardest encounters in Act 2 of Baldur's Gate 3. At number 5 is Oliver, because on Honor Mode, Oliver's Night Dome reflects all damage twofold at the attacker. Any type of damage reflection
I am not playing on Honor Mode, I don't like that. I don't like...
very easily defeat yourself.
I don't like the chance of losing a save file just because it did something stupid, so I will probably not play on Honor Mode at all.
If you're not paying attention. Oliver also creates a silencing miasma where a summoned shadow is destroyed, which causes 3d8 necrotic anytime a creature enters or starts their turn inside it. These abilities make positioning important and can surprisingly defeat an unprepared party. At number 4 is Yrgir, because for most players the encounter will usually begin on the low ground. Yrgir and his Marigons are all immune to fire and poison damage, and Yrgir will attack and go invisible at the end of each of his turns, making him a nuisance to deal with. Volo's Ursat's Eye is incredible to break Yrgir out of invisibility, but see invisibility works as well. Proper positioning is important.
Maybe Verifire also removes invisibility. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of people.
20%, and Nessa will use Displace to teleport you on top of these bombs. Yrgir's Watchful Hunt can also interrupt your attacks and spells, making this fight chaotic and messy.
Or you can just ask him to, well, send himself to hell.
Because it is completely immune to piercing and lightning damage. This means Archer and Tempest builds are useless against this creature, and it has an instant kill ability called Devour. Not only that, but the creature also has Wretched Growth, which deals 3d10 necrotic damage to any target that ends its turn within 17 feet and possibly entangles it. This combined with Digestive Sap allows the shambling to devour a target, which is why freedom of movement is incredible for this fight, preventing you from being restrained and thus devoured. At number 2 is Shadowfell Balthazar. Fighting Balthazar in the Shadowfell is much more difficult because there are dozens of skeletons to deal with, along with a possibility of being shoved and instantly killed. On Honor Mode, Balthazar casts the Dead Wastes from a corpse, healing 3d6 to any undead within it and dealing 4d6 to any living creatures, preventing healing and increasing movement costs. He gains immunity to cold and necrotic damage and resistance to acid, fire, lightning, and thunder, along with immunity to a number of conditions, and he applies Bone Chill when struck, all through Spectral Aspect, which Balthazar activates when he's struck. He also drinks a Potion of Speed when combat begins, but you can purchase it off him beforehand, so he doesn't have it. And the number 1 hardest fight in Act 2 is Ketheric Skip, Apostle of Merkel. Now this fight is much harder if you persuade Ketheric to give up, as you then have to immediately face the Apostle of Merkel.
You can make him give up
while all of the other monsters are still alive. This fight is notorious for ending Honor Mode runs because the Apostle has an aura that makes healing impossible. He summons necromites, and if he consumes a necromite, gets healed for 8d8.
Jesus fucking Christ.
7d8 plus 30. He retaliates to attacks with Gaze of the Dead and is universally agreed as the hardest progression check in Honor Mode. These are the top 5 hardest encounters in These are the top 5 rarest items in Act 2 of Baldur's Gate 3. At number 5 is one of the strongest helmets in the game, and most players permanently lose it. This helmet
Why are you running? Why are you running?
I'm not. I'm sitting down and I'm waiting for Steam to finish the file verification for the 3rd time, because he didn't want to finish the last times.
Because
and we're watching
chances are
shorts,
nobody's
apparently.
planning on slaying the neutral strange ox, just minding its own business in the stables near Damon's
I am pretty sure we
and
missed
if
that.
someone was planning it, they'd probably have done it in Act 1 and permanently missed this helmet, which is another reason it's rare. The ox needs to survive until Act 2 and only then slay it in Last Light In. If
I
you're
don't
in
think that's
Act
an ox
1,
chat.
You'll only get the Shapeshifter's Boon Ring. And this hat is incredible because it grants arcane acuity each time you deal fire damage. Amazing on both a light cleric and a fire sword.
Jesus.
At number 4 is Jonal's gloves, which grant +1 to all saving throws, but also automatically cast lesser restoration whenever the wearer is blinded, paralyzed, or poisoned. This is incredible since each one of these conditions can be crippling. Prior to patch 8, this could only happen once per long rest, but now it can happen an infinite number of times.
That's
and
fucking broken.
Instantly. It
That's
also
fucking
removes
broken.
Any condition that lesser restoration removes, including bloodless from Astarion's vampire bite. To get these, however, you need to loot them off Isabel, which is something usually players are trying to avoid let happen, which is why they are so rare. At number 3 is the Gloomstrand shield because it's super hidden within a locked chest on a pier near the toll house. It's also not very useful as
grabbed
it is
that.
a shield that grants +1 to stealth, making it an item most players probably don't even talk about. It is unique in that it's the only shield in the game that grants a bonus to stealth, but that's for good reason since most assassin builds probably would want to go for something that increases damage in their hands rather than a shield.
I mean, depending on what you're doing, so.
Rippling Force mail because it's hidden above Damon's blacksmith at Last Light In. Most players
Oh,
are
Rippling
probably
Foreskin.
drawn towards Damon for his items and progressing Karlach's quest, or perhaps the Strange Ox,
Wow.
and don't even realize
We don't
you can
really
go above
have
the
Karlach.
blacksmith and find this super rare chest armor. It's actually the best in slot armor for a camp caster.
Why we're beating each other.
Because the damage from Warding Bond will trigger 2 turns of Force Conduit, which reduces 1 damage per turn remaining to the cleric without
Jesus.
ever triggering the explosion, which means you can keep the condition at its maximum 7 turns. And the number 1 rarest item in Act 2 is the Scythe of Merkel because it's a weapon many players don't even realize can be acquired. To get it, you need to be an Oathbreaker Paladin and cast Control Undead on the avatar of Merkel. Then slay it, and surprisingly, its corpse will remain, allowing you to loot this scythe. It deals 2d12 slashing damage and has an awesome class action
Oh, we
called
need to do
Reaper
that.
Scythe, knocking all targets back within a large arc. It's one of the coolest looking weapons in the game.
Oh,
and
we
the
need. Oh,
rarest
fuck,
in
we need to
Act
do that.
2. These are the top 5 rarest items in Act. These are the top 5 best weapons in Act 2 of Baldur's Gate 3. At number 5 is the Darkfire Shortbow.
I think
because
most
it grants
people like
resistance
Act 2
to
more than
fire
Act
and
3.
cold damage while also providing haste. This is perfect as a stat stick.
Well, Act
just
1 and
for
Act 2, I guess, because they're the
resistances,
longest.
since
Act 3
fire
is
the most
surprisingly
common
short.
damage type, and cold comes up quite a bit in Act 2, cutting both damage types in half. Haste is one of the strongest conditions in the entire game, granting +2 AC, double movement, and an additional action. Putting this bow on a Circle of the Stars Druid Light Cleric with dragon form means concentration won't be lost, giving your party excellent value from this bow. And you can buy it off Damon in Last Light In. At number 4 is the Netter Misser because it does force damage instead of piercing. Resistance to force damage is much less common than piercing, and it also changes your sneak attack damage to force. It also gives you Magic Missile as a level 3 spell, which means 6 missiles are launched, which can be very useful to break an enemy's concentration. The spell also has its own unique animation where the missiles come out of the crossbow as you cast it. The sneak attack conversion to force damage only happens when it's your main hand ranged weapon.
I will forget most of those things, but they're fucking cool.
Roa Moonglow on the main floor of
Oh, that means I have it.
Towers. At number 3 is the Drake Throat Glaive because it's essentially a permanent buff for your party rather than a weapon. Once per long rest, you can cast Draconic Elemental Weapon, granting +1 to attack rolls and +1d4 damage of your choice. You can twin cast this with a sorcerer to target 2 weapons, which is a really great bonus, making this weapon a must-have for any party with marshals. And you can
I love the fact if you play the game normally, like D&D or Baldur's Gate, you will never, and I mean never, be to that level. Because most normal builds in D&D, you do good damage, but you do not min-max it that much.
can buy it off Row of Moonglow on the main floor of Moonrise Towers.
Which is quite sad.
Number 2 is Shar's Spear of Evening, a weapon that can be wielded as a two-hander for Great Weapon Master, deals piercing damage for synergy.
I'll probably end the stream soon.
Creates magical darkness and makes you immune to being blinded. And
we have 2 hours until the goodbye forever. Well, don't die. Jesus. I need my editor / moderator, please. And I'm not that good at necromancy spells yet. But I'm probably gonna end now. It's a bit short, like 30-ish minutes shorter than normal streams, but blame the heat. Jesus Christ. Blame the heat, not me. But yeah, I will forget most of the things we've seen. But, well, what can you do about it? I also don't like how min-maxy that feels. It should be like an option for you to do instead of you attempting, oh, I have 3 different classes and I have 7 different weapons that synergize with each other so I can do that damage. I mean, especially based on the fact D&D in general feels like I'm breathing in my neck, Jesus. Feels a bit power fantasy. So why don't they give you the option to begin with to be that powerful? You need to min-max shit to extreme extent. Like, instead of, what I'm trying to say is, why don't make both the classes instead of this, right? And I guess I'm not that familiar with D&D, so there is probably a way. But, for example, if you're not min-maxing 3 different classes at once, and you're just a fighter, you're not doing as much damage as, well, that min-maxed character, sadly. So kind of the specialty of a row is kind of lost in that case. For example, oh yeah, we need a healer, so we have a cleric. That's good against undead creatures. Can cast some kind of god spells. I guess cleric spells. And then he heals. The support class, but also a tank. We have a fighter. He's not really a support, but he kinda can be a tank fighter, but he's mainly doing DPS shit. I don't know. I'm a cleric fighter warlock. I do everything. That's kind of... In D&D feels like it should be more class orientated. You pick a class and then you keep to it, kind of making it stronger and stronger instead of needing 3 different classes for you to do good damage. Obviously exaggerating, because a single class can also do quite good damage, but for example, our level 5, level 6 ranger can feel really underwhelming. And again, yeah, you can do quite a lot of damage, but based on my experience, I'm not the best D&D player, but based on my experience, it feels underwhelming. I don't think I can pinpoint exactly why, but it feels... Oh yeah, I do an attack, I miss. Oh, that's about it then. Like, maybe add more, a bit more bonuses to the ranger. Like, oh yeah, you have more bonuses to your bow. Like, to you shooting things, or I guess crossbow. Oh yeah, I can, instead of like, oh yeah, you have 2 attacks. Like, put more, like, rather... more available of like magicals similar to Baldur's Gate. I've not played 2024 rules yet. Me as a player in my group, we keep at 2014 rules for now. But there should be a bit more options for bow stuff. Oh yeah, I can, for example, lower my damage. half my damage, I guess, but I can make 5 attacks. Like, I can speed shoot, which is possible. Like, if you've seen, there is, oh fuck, I forgot his name, but there is a bow, well, short creator, he normally makes shorts and TikToks, where he's a pole dancer as well. He's a kind of acrobat, archer. He can shoot quite fast. Also, add trick shots, get disadvantage or something like that, but being able to shoot arrow and then hit arrow with something, because yeah, rangers are normally magical. Give them more options for shooting, because that's what rangers do. Well, most of the times at least. Minecraft creepy noises. I mean, I'm most familiar with ranger because that's the one I've played the most, but I'm currently playing as fighter. I can't wait to see how that plays out. I've not really used multi-classing, so maybe that's why I feel that way. I need to check it. But anyway, we'll be ending here because it's almost 11. Yoink. It's been around 2 and something hours, so 2.5, 2:40, something like that. But anyway, we'll continue next week. Hopefully we're not gonna crash that much. Blame the heat, chat, sorry. But anyway, at least we yapped about stuff, I guess. But anyway, thank you for watching. We're gonna see each other either Monday or Tuesday, either reaction or Elden Ring, we'll see. Until then, don't forget